we're ready, then I'll read the notice.
You're good.
Good morning. My name is Steve Porth. I'm the Executive Director of the County Rockland Industrial Development Agency. We are here this morning at 5 Clubhouse Lane to conduct a public hearing on what's known as the Champlain Hudson Power Express project, which entails the IDA's consideration of authorizing a pilot for this project. I'm going to read the notice of public hearing and then turn it over to members of the public to talk or make both written or oral comment. So with that said, notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Article 18A of the New York State Municipal Law will be held by the County of Rockland Industrial Development Agency on June 21st, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. at the Stony Point Community Center, Town Board Room 5 Clubhouse Lane, Stony Point, New York 10980. The public hearing will concern the agencies providing financial assistance for a project more fully described below. The applicant, CHPE LLC, has requested that the agency provide financial assistance in connection with the applicant's acquisition of right-of-ways through the town of Stony Point and other areas, along the way for the construction of a proposed 335-mile fully buried HVDC electric power transmission line sized up to 1,250 megawatts and designed to help New York State meet its green energy goals, and the acquisition of machinery, fixtures, and equipment related thereto, all to be used as an electric power transmission line as more fully described in the application and supplemental materials of the project. The estimated cost of the project is to be approximately $203 million. The requested financial assistance will be the providing of a partial abatement of real property taxes, which abatement shall only be granted in the amount determined by the affected taxing jurisdictions. Copies of the applicant's application for financial assistance will be available for review by interested persons from the date of publication of this notice to the date of the public hearing for the project at the offices of the agency at 254 South Main Street, Suite 410, New City, New York 10956 during normal business hours upon reasonable notice to the agency. The telephone number of the agency is 845-977-3900. The agency will at the above stated time and place hear all persons with views in favor of or opposed to the providing of the other financial assistance described herein. A representative of the agency will be at the above stated time and place to hear oral comments and accept written comments from all persons with views in favor of or opposed to the granting of the foregoing financial assistance for the project. Dated June 9th, 2022. This appeared in the Journal News, the Rockland edition of the Journal News. Thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to the members of the public who would like to talk.
Okay.
However you will. If you want to stand up there, we'll turn it
So
so.
the question is, what will get recorded?
Right here, I think where you are right now is perfect. If you don't mind standing there, or
Okay.
I can turn the camera.
Or you can pull up the chair, you can sit. It's whatever you
All right, well, let's just see, okay. Hi, good morning. My name is James Krause. I live at 21 Heights Road, Stony Point, New York. Thank you for the opportunity to comment on this pilot proposal. I'd like to start off with two general comments. I'm a little concerned that this commentary should be scheduled at a more convenient time for citizens. This should be in the evening, so more taxpayers can attend and provide input. I'm retired, so at 9:30 in the morning, which is on Tuesday, which is today, I could be here, and I am here, obviously, but I would encourage that future commentaries on this pilot or any other idea project be in the evening. Also, a copy of the proposal should be more accessible to the public. It should be online, and one should not be required to go to New City or other places to get a copy of the proposal. Given our modern technology, that's a small thing. Now I'm going to comment more directly on the pilot. My family has lived in Stony Point for 100 years. I have lived here for 50 years. We have always paid the full amount of our property taxes. I see no reason why this corporation, this business, should get a single penny reduction in its property taxes through approval of any pilot. especially for a period which I believe would be 30 years long. We should all pay our fair and full share of property taxes. The purpose of a pilot, that's what this is. This is basically a payment in lieu of taxes. So it's basically a tax abatement. The word payment means you're going to pay, but it means you're going to pay less than the full amount of your property tax. So everybody should understand that. The purpose of a pilot, and there are quite a few that I've been familiar with, is to encourage a new business to enter the town, to encourage and increase employment opportunities, local employment opportunities for local residents, to encourage economic activity, which benefits our town, Stony Point. It provides a fixed, agreed upon tax payment so a new business understands its taxes and can decide to move into Stony Point and establish a business. It gives them some stability over time. That is the function of a pilot. This pipeline meets none of these criteria. It does not benefit Stony Point in any way. It transports electricity from Canada, and I believe this is a Canadian-controlled company, to Queens, New York City. So it merely transports this electricity. There are some environmental issues, which I won't discuss, about the hydropower in Canada and the use of the river where most of this pipeline is going to go. Stony Point gets no electricity from this line, not a single watt. No permanent jobs, and tremendous inconvenience when it is installed down our main business route, Route 9W, Liberty Avenue. Who knows how much traffic the tie-ups will be when this is installed? Who knows how many school bus delays we will have and general difficulty during this construction period. So we get a lot of disadvantage in the short term and no advantage in the long term. The best recent, the best recent parallel to this electric pipeline, which is what we're talking about, this chippy line, is the Algonquin gas pipeline. This pipeline, which passes through Tompkins Cove, provides gas, natural gas supply to other towns. It does not provide anything to Stony Point. It is just a gas pipeline moving natural gas to other towns. So in that sense, these two projects, and the Algonquin project, I think, was installed about 4 or 5 years ago. These two projects, in a sense, do the same thing. They bring energy from far away to towns, and in the process, delivery system, the pipelines in one case, the electric line in the chippy case, passes through Stony Point or Tompkins Cove, the same taxing jurisdiction, underground. The Algonquin gas pipeline never requested a pilot, made no attempt to reduce its property taxes, was installed with some inconvenience to the community, as I recall. This pipeline is the town's largest single taxpayer. I repeat, the Algonquin gas pipeline is Stony Point's largest single taxpayer. These are similar projects. They should be treated the same way for tax purposes. This pilot, which is requested, since should not be granted, I hereby request the town of Stony Point not to approve this pilot, not to demand that the taxpayers lose the revenue which they would get from this project, from this business, and that in general is what I'm concerned about. I have another comment as well. Since I strongly recommend that the town reject this pilot proposal, I won't spend much of my comments on the oddity of this specific proposal. Unlike almost any pilot, and I am familiar with some of them, this pilot starts off at a lower tax reduction and increases over the years, meaning the percentage of taxes they pay or are proposing to pay, and it's a percentage of the total they should pay, the percentage of taxes that they are proposing to pay is higher at the beginning of, I believe, this 30-year proposal. Usually pilots start off lower, because as I said earlier, the goal is to encourage business. They're not sure about how well they'll do financially. So the agreement is they propose to pay a lower percentage of their taxes, and then as the business succeeds, hopefully, they increase the amount of the percentage till eventually they hit 100%, which is what all our homeowners pay, 100%. So this is a very strange pilot, and the way it works is they are proposing that they will pay less as the years go on. That makes no sense, but this is just the sideline of what we're discussing. They should have stability. They should know as this continues that they're making more money along the way, and therefore even the structure of the pilot doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of how pilots are normally structured. In conclusion, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak, I urge that the town completely reject this pilot proposal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, us. I'm sorry, that got recorded too, right? Can you shut it down for a second? Have one trivial comment.
Yeah, we can.
Or we can do it.
We can pause it for a
I mean,
second.
okay.
We're gonna leave the hearing open anyway.
I see another possible speaker.
Yeah,
This is a
we'll leave it open until we're sure that
This is
no one
trivial. So you prepared the statement, you're
we're not in a.
yeah, I know.
I'd rather have you say
You
everything.
ready to roll? If you don't mind, I'd like to add one more thing, since if I read the ballot proposal, all the benefits, all the comments about this and, the economy, the environment, they all apply to the Algonquin gas pipeline too. That delivers energy at a lower cost. It's not necessarily clean energy, but it's natural gas. And all those things apply there. So all the arguments in this pilot about why we should use this in terms of increasing clean energy, lowering cost to some degree of delivery, apply to the Algonquin pipeline. And as I said previously, I'm getting a bit redundant here, that pipeline never asked for any tax abatement, any reduction, and has paid full taxes since then. As I said, the highest tax rate is, amount in Stony Point. And frankly, Stony Pointers, that is actually one reason why our property taxes went down last year. Thank you very much again for my attendance.
All right, thank you.
Set.
Okay, it is 10:09 a.m. There is no other public attending. We only had the one member of public comment. With that said, I believe we